Hey, thanks so much for joining me again. So last week something happened where I couldn't figure out for the life of me what I wanted to make my video about. And so I put a post on Facebook about it saying, what should I talk about? And I got a lot of really great responses, and one in particular kind of stood out to me. And it was a friend of mine saying to create a video about how to create an opening for a woman. And, people really seemed to like it. And so I was like, okay, cool, maybe that's the one. And when I went to go do it, I realized that it didn't quite vibe with me. Even though 99% of my clients are all women, something about the phrasing of how to create an opening for a woman didn't sit right with me. And so I want to create some distinctions around that, and also share with you how to create an opening for anyone. So the distinctions that I want to make are around, first off, what an opening even is. And in my perception, which could be very different from my friend who posted this in the first place, an opening is a space, an environment where someone feels safe enough to open up and share something that might be a little bit scary for them, something that doesn't always feel safe to share with someone, but creating an environment that feels safe to actually share those things. That's what creating an opening is for me. And the second thing I want to talk about is consent. Because how to create an opening for someone, specifically in the realm of dating, to me kind of seems like it could have been, like it walked on the line of easily becoming like a pickup game type thing. And, to use consciousness for like pickup stuff doesn't really seem right to me. Maybe there's some ways of doing it that I'm not sure of. Who knows? But so I wanted to talk about the consent element of it, because me, I'm a coach, and so I have to know how to create these environments for people. But the thing about it is that these are people that have specifically asked me to play that role in their life. And if you're going to do that and allow someone to open up and share something, you kind of need their permission. It's not just something you can just go in and start doing because you want to, because you want that person to trust you and open up to you and stuff like that. At least in my perspective. And so it's important to know that if you're trying to create an opening for someone, that they even want you to do it in the first place, or that it's welcome. And if it is, here's what you do. All you really have to do is listen. Listen intently to whatever it is they have to say. And know that there's a good chance that something they have to say could bring up uncomfortable emotions for you. And when you're listening to someone, you're helping someone process something, or you just know someone's upset and you want to hear them out, or if you just want to listen to them in general, it's really easy to hear something, get triggered by it, get upset by it, and then suddenly make it all about you, at least in your head, if not fully in the conversation. So in order to really allow someone to open up, if you get triggered by what they're saying, you just allow that trigger to be there. So like, okay, something was said, triggered something for me. It's awake now, and I can still listen. That takes some practice, but it's definitely possible. And that's really how you allow someone to open up, because when you pay attention to them and you listen to what they're saying in a safe space where it's not about you, it's about them, they get heard, they get seen, they get validated. And these are really all a human being really needs on an emotional level. To be seen, to be heard, validated, and cared about. If you can give that to any part of any person, that part will naturally become happier and healthier, and will begin to transform and evolve all on its own just because it's been heard and cared for. Anytime you have a dysfunctional part of your personality, and by dysfunctional I mean like it's self-sabotaging or something like that, chances are it just has a need that needs to be heard, listened to, validated, all the way to completion. And just like if there's any dysfunctional, quote-unquote dysfunctional parts of our communities, chances are those parts, the people involved just have some need, some part of themselves that needs to be listened to, validated, and cared about. That is the essence of creating an opening for anybody to transform and to become the healthiest versions of themselves. And from a dating perspective and from a not necessarily male to female, but whatever your dating looks like, it's also a fantastic way to create intimacy. When you can listen to someone and they can share something with you that they don't normally share with people, and you can actually hold it and receive it without making the conversation about you and just listen to them to completion, it creates a tremendous amount of intimacy because you're the person who was able to receive that thing that they've been held back, or that they've been held back from speaking. And that creates an incredible bond. And again, these things are to be done with integrity and to be done with consciousness, and with consent. So, yeah, I mean, maybe that was how to create an opening for a woman. It was also how to create an opening for a man. It's how to create an opening for any human being. It's be a safe space to allow them to speak, to listen intently, to care about what they have to say, to be genuinely curious, and not make it about yourself. That's how you create an opening. That's how you create intimacy. And that's how you heal yourself and the world around you, just by listening. So I hope this was really helpful. I meant for it to be. Please let me know if it was. Please let me know if it wasn't. I need some kind of feedback so I can know if I'm serving you as well as I can. And also, if this strikes a chord with you and you want to hear a little bit more, you want to talk to me about it and maybe learn something, or share something with me that maybe I could learn, please, get in contact with me. You can find me at Roscoe Coaching on Facebook. Send me a message and I'll be happy to talk to you about anything. So thanks again. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.